What if I told you that the magic behind your Uber ride estimate, the instant chat reply from your bank, or even that surprise airtime top-up on your phone? What if I told you all these things are powered by Telecom APIs working quietly behind the scenes? It's a fair question many telco engineers still ask. Are APIs just a nice-to-have, or are they the next big battleground for value-added services? Let's break it down. In the early days of VAS, telecom operators built these huge, monolithic platforms. A new service meant a whole new system, a new painful integration. Over time, this led to slow, fragile systems and a lot of friction with partners. Then came APIs application programming interfaces and everything started to change. Instead of building custom links, imagine exposing your core services like billing, messaging, or location as modular building blocks that any app can just plug into. That's the promise of RESTful APIs in telecom. And this isn't some niche trend. Analysts estimate the telecom API market was worth over $320 billion in 2023, and it's projected to nearly double by 2028. This isn't just a feature, it's the foundation for the next wave of digital services. Before REST, many telecom systems used heavy, complex protocols like SOAP and XML. They were difficult to work with, especially for modern mobile and web apps. Today, RESTful APIs, which use simple JSON data over standard HTTP, are dominant. Why? They're lightweight, easy for both humans and machines to understand, and have tons of support in the developer community. In telecom, REST APIs make real-time interactions a breeze. Think instant balance checks, topping up data, or verifying a subscriber's identity in seconds. Let's imagine a real-world scenario. You're a fintech startup in Nigeria building a rewards platform. You want your users to redeem their points for airtime. Without APIs, you'd have to negotiate separately with MTN, Glo, Airtel, and 9Mobile. You'd integrate with each of their billing systems, handle all the data transformations, and manage errors. This could take months, even years. But with a unified telecom recharge API, like the one offered by Reloadly, you send just one simple request. Behind the scenes, their system handles everything, finding the right operator, quoting the price, and retrying if there's an error. They claim you can get integrated in minutes, covering all major Nigerian networks at once. This frees up your developers to focus on what truly matters, building a great user experience, not wrestling with telecom plumbing. I like to think of APIs as service factories. They fuel innovation in VAS in several key ways. First, they allow for composable services. Instead of one giant platform, you expose individual capabilities like send message, validate number, or initiate purchase as separate APIs. This modularity encourages creativity. A team can easily mix and match these APIs to create a new service package, like an SMS plus data bundle plus loyalty offer, without having to overhaul the entire system. Second, they enable much faster partner onboarding. Companies like content providers or fintechs can integrate in days instead of months. Look at STC in Saudi Arabia. They exposed a direct carrier billing API, allowing partners like Netflix and Microsoft to bill customers directly on their phone bill. One powerful API serving many partners, creating a win-win. Third, APIs create new monetization and revenue streams. Telcos can charge per API call, offer subscription tiers, or bundle APIs into marketplaces. Even if a telco doesn't charge for the API directly, enabling high-value third-party services on their network increases customer spending, loyalty, and overall ecosystem value. It's about moving from being a utility to being a platform. Fourth, APIs are essential for emerging tech like IoT, 5G, and edge computing. In 5G, network capabilities like quality of service or bandwidth can be exposed via APIs. This means a gaming company could request a low-latency lane for its traffic, ensuring a smooth experience. For IoT, APIs help manage thousands of devices, pushing updates and reading data. It's VAS, but with an orchestration layer on top. And fifth, they enable data-driven services. Imagine exposing subscriber analytics through an API with all the necessary privacy controls, of course. This could power dynamic offers like, "You're halfway through your data bundle. Would you like an extra gigabyte for 20% off?" This bridges the gap between network operations and VAS in real time. Let's dive a bit deeper into that Reloadly example in Nigeria, because it's a perfect illustration. Reloadly acts as an aggregator. They handle the partnerships with all the major telcos, so developers don't have to. A developer simply calls Reloadly's REST API with a phone number and an amount, and the top-up happens in about 5 seconds. They take on all the regulatory and contract risk, so a small startup doesn't get bogged down in telco bureaucracy. This model allows new companies to offer telecom services almost immediately. The speed of integration means more ideas can be tested quickly and cheaply. It's a small ecosystem of fintech, an API, and a telco, but its impact is massive. Now, REST is powerful, but it's not a magic wand. There are limitations. For instance, many legacy telecom systems still use older protocols like SOAP and XML. You might also see gRPC used for high-speed internal communication, or GraphQL for flexible data queries. For real-time updates like notifications or IoT data streams, you'd probably use something like MQTT or WebSockets. The choice always depends on the specific business need. Often, the best solution is a hybrid model. There are other challenges, too. Integrating with old, proprietary telecom systems can be a headache. Security and privacy are paramount. A compromised API could be disastrous. You also have to manage API versions carefully to avoid breaking things for your partners. And of course, just building an API isn't enough. You need great documentation, developer support, and a fair pricing model to build a thriving ecosystem. This is where initiatives from organizations like TM Forum and GSMA are so important, as they work to create standards that make life easier for everyone. So, why choose RESTful APIs over a traditional VAS platform? Think of a traditional platform as a restaurant with a fixed menu. If you want to add a new dish, you have to renovate the whole kitchen. An API platform is more like a food court. You have separate counters for messaging, billing, and identity. A customer can walk up and order exactly what they need. To add a new service, you just open a new counter. It's scalable, extensible, and encourages innovation from everyone. Let me paint one final picture for you. Imagine your Reward Plus, a Nigerian app that gives users points for completing surveys. You want to let them cash out those points for airtime. You have 3 choices. 1. Negotiate with every telco individually, which is slow and expensive. 2. Build your own massive VAS platform, which is even slower and more expensive. Or 3. Use Telecom APIs. If you pick option 3, you could launch your airtime redemption feature in a few weeks. See if it's popular. Then, add data bundles. Then, maybe even carrier billing. Your development team becomes an engine for innovation, not a crew of telecom plumbers. And the telcos. By providing these APIs, they gain a powerful new channel, empowering a vibrant ecosystem of creators. To make this work, telcos need to treat their APIs like products. This means great documentation, strong security, and solid governance. They need API gateways to manage everything, and they must build a community around their developers. Looking ahead, as 5G, IoT, and edge computing become mainstream, APIs will be absolutely critical. Imagine a smart factory requesting a prioritized network slice via an API, or an augmented reality app dynamically requesting a low-latency connection. In this new world, the telecom network isn't just pipes, it's a programmable platform. So, APIs and telecom aren't just a technology. They represent a fundamental shift in mindset, turning telcos into platforms that power the next generation of digital services. Now, I have a question for you. What value-added service have you always thought this should be possible, but maybe the integration friction stopped you? Drop your idea in the comments below. Let's brainstorm together and see if APIs make it feasible today, Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. See you in the next one.